Hello guys, Sue Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 488. Today we do Alligator Baby. So let's read the episode, shall we? So we got for us. It's written by Robert Mozich, illustrated by Michael Margarenzo. Happy that's his last name. This is author of Love You Forever. Here we go. Now, this is published by Scholastic Incorporated and Cartwheel Books. New York, Toronto, London, Auckland, Sydney. Seen here is a baby alligator. There you go on that. So there you go. To Kristen Buckling, Published Ontario, RM. Illustrations in this book were painted in watercolor and Twitter's illustration board. This book is designed in Quadras Express. The time is an 18-point Ocean Museum. This is copyrighted 1997, already reserved. Anyway. One night, Kristen's mother woke up and yelled, a baby, I'm having a baby. Wow. And that would be kind of creepy with this. She's pregnant with a baby. Alligator. Wow. It's alive. Wow. Kind of an egg difference. Okay. Next page. Anyways. Chris's father jumped up, zoomed around the room, got dressed, and grabbed Chris's mother by the hand. They ran downstairs to the car and drove out really fast. Vroom! Unfortunately, they got lost. Then they got to the hospital. They instead went to the zoo. Wow, okay. But it was okay. Chris's mother had the lovely baby. They were drove home and knocked on the front door. Blam, 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 blam. First of all, I'm getting tired. So I'm in the middle of it's the middle of the night when I'm getting to read bedtime stories, but okay. But first of all, yikes! Is this? Are you suddenly pregnant and you're suddenly just in the middle of nowhere? Two. You're lost and you're suddenly going to be in the zoo. And instead of the hospital, why just go to the hospital? That won't help you. And three, why? You can't just sit around and just mess it up. Okay. Makes more sense anyway. Next page. Anyways. And Kristen opened the door. And there was her mother. And Owen, something all wrapped up. Kristen, she said, would you like to see your new baby brother? Oh yes, said Kristen. So Kristen lifted up the bottom of the blanket. She saw a large green tail and said, that's not a people tail. Yeah. Where's my tail? Oh my god, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna wrap up my day soon. But yeah, that's not gonna strange or gonna happen. So I thought it'd be realistic, baby, human being, but it's not. Oh well. Kristen left on the middle of the blanket, saw a green claw. Scary. And said, that's not a people claw. Thank you. Kristen lifted up the top of the blanket and saw long green face with lots of teeth and said, that's not a people's face. That's not my baby brother. Thank you. If you saw that in Stuart Little, your brother had a little brother. It's a mouse, you know, but this is not gonna be it. Now Kristen said her mother, don't be jealous. Be jealous for, don't be jealous for what? You're frying your daughter. You can't just do that for a for your daughter like that. She's your daughter, okay? And your baby is an alligator? Unacceptable, young lady. So, young woman. So I don't care anymore. And I agree. This is all more alligator-like. The next page says, just as the baby reached up and bit Kristen's mother on the nose. She yelled, "Ah! What did I tell you?" "Thank you." And then the baby reached up and bit her father in the nose. "Yeah. Thank you." He yelled the same thing. "Ah!" Wow. Well, that's not a people baby, said Kristen. That's an alligator baby. If you look closely in the Timon and Pumbaa episode, alligators raised from an egg, not a human body who got pregnant for some reason. And Warhog and Meerkat are a mama and an uncle for some reason. But they got away with a mother for some reason. Like, okay, I saw it on Disney as a kid, but you gotta at least do something about the Lion King franchise. Come on now. But anyway, goodness, so mother, we got a wrong baby. Thank you. You can't just have pregnancy and say it's the boy and all of a sudden just had an alligator. Scary, huh? Anyways. Next page. Anyway. No. So Kristen picked up the alligator baby in the flat fish tank. Thank you. Their mother and father drove back in the zoo. They came back in the hour and knocked on the door. Blam, 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 blam. Thank you. Kristen opened the door and her mother said, "Would you like to see your new baby brother?" "Oh yes," said Kristen. "No. It better not be an alligator. Please. Thank you." Now this is an alligator. The baby brother really need to be stopped. Stop and realistic. This next. Are you kidding me? Okay, this next page says this. Anyway, Kristen left at the bottom of the blanket, saw a fishy tail, and said, "That's not a people's tail." Thank you. Kristen left up the middle of the blanket, saw a flipper, and said, "That's not a people's flipper." Thank you. Kristen left up the top of the blanket, saw a baby's whiskers. Yup. Okay. And said, "That's not people's face. That's not my baby brother." Thank you. Now, Kristen said, "Mother, don't be jealous." "I don't care. That's not your brother. He's a seal. You don't want to have it as a pet. You call it a pet, not a child, man." So he flap or something and make her giggle? Wow. Then the baby reached up and with his flipper and flapper from her face. Whap, 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 whap. Wow. Okay, it's like, oh, blah, blah. He yelled, "Ah, it's a seal baby! You got the wrong baby!" So Kristen put the seal baby in the bathtub. Thank you. Oh, hey, that's what I said earlier in the book. Yeah. And the mother and the father drove back to the zoo. Where's the baby? She needs to go to the hospital at the freaking zoo. Thank you. And she laughed for some reason. That was harsh, you know. Anyways, the next page. And suddenly, This is ridiculous. You can't have this as a zoo. They came back in the hour and knocked on the door. Blah, 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 blah. They said, Kristen, will you let me see your new baby brother? And you're suddenly gonna have it listening to a seal? Seriously? Oh yes, said Kristen. She rubbed the bottom of the blanket at the very hairy leg and said, that's not a people's leg. Thank you. She looked in the middle of the blanket and saw a very hairy arm and said, that's not a people's arm. She lifted up the top of the blanket and saw a very hairy face and said, that's not a people's face, that's not my baby brother. Now, Kristen said her mother, don't be jealous. Seals are, these three are belong to the zoo, not in the hospital. You have to go to the hospital in order to do this. So, there you go. This is not a baby. This is a ridiculous baby I've ever seen. What does this animal look like? A monkey? I don't know. Yeah, I was right. It's a monkey. Then the baby reached up to his feet, and this is getting really ridiculous. Anyway. And grab her monkey ear and her father's ear. Wow. Wow. They both yelled, ah, it's a gorilla baby. Yeah, I was right. It was kind of like a monkey, but it's a gorilla baby. Okay. Got the wrong baby. Let me do it, said Kristen. So mother and father put the gorilla baby on the chandelier in the living room. And Kristen went off to the zoo on a bicycle. Now, all this makes sense. You can't just sit around and say, put these three back in the zoo where they came from, not going to, yeah, we got the wrong baby. Yeah, these are fairy tale like. You know. Anyways, next page. Anyways, and you're still gonna make thinking, what is this? Anyways, more. First, Kristen looking at the snake cage, no people babies. Then Kristen looking at the robot cages, no people babies. Then Kristen looked at the elephant cage, no people babies. Then she stopped and listened. For far away, she heard wah 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 wah. That's more like it, said Kristen. She followed the sound. It was coming from the gorilla cage. Are you sure? Because I think the gorilla cage is more like it than this. This is a baby, not a human baby, not a gorilla baby. I think you're right about this. Going wah wah. It's a human baby, not a gorilla baby. She doesn't want to call it that. She needs to call a doctor or something. Anyways, move on to the next page. Chris looked at my mama gorilla and said, give me my baby brother. The gorilla jumped away and wouldn't get the baby back at all. And she said, hey! And I was like, wow. This is sad as me. This gorilla ain't listening. You know? And I felt worried for that baby brother. Especially Kristen. It just terrifies me. You know, say, hello, how you doing? And you're still gonna mess that up? Really? Anyways. Next page. Anyways. And she's like, oh, it's a PU thing. And I agree. Gorillas don't like babies. Yeah, thank you. Then the people baby reached up and bit the gorilla on the nose. The gorilla yelled, ah, thank you. That's all I know. Hand the baby to Kristen. Thank you. Kristen jumped on the bicycle and paddled home. Thank you. And that's what she needs to do rather than just sit around in the thing all the time. Thank you. To make more sense to all this people. There you go. makes sense to me. There you go on that. Now, we're almost done with this book. So, there you go. Here we go. Kristen knocked on the door. Blam, 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 blam. When her parents opened it, and she said, "Would you like to see the new baby?" Kristen's mother lifted up the bottom of the blanket and said, "Look, people's legs." She lifted up the middle of the blanket and said, "Look, people's hands." She lifted up the top of the blanket and said, "Look at people's face, like that." Kristen's mother picked up the baby and said, "Give it a big hug." Wow. I misspoke anyway. Her father took the baby, give it a big hug. Wow. And her mother said, Kristen, you got the baby back. Good for you. Thank you. This is a good idea. You got the baby back. So, that makes more sense. It makes more difference in all of this. So, there you go on that. And you got a good opportunity, Kristen. Good job. Now let's move on to the next last several pages of the book. Anyway, but what we're gonna do with all these other babies? You know, Kristen's father. He's a seal baby in the bathtub, and the alligator baby, and the fish tank, and the gorilla baby hanging from the chandelier. We should take him back in the zoo. But Kristen looked out the window and said, "Oh my God, this is getting creepy. This is like ridiculous in the movie, like a scary movie difference. It's just not that scary. It's not at home. It's ridiculous." So there you go. And yeah, it's creepy. You know. Anyway, last page of the book says this. Wow, I don't think we have anything at all, and this had to be 2 pages. Anyway, this is the creepiest gorilla I've ever seen, and this is the safest for a monster gorilla. Wow, how are you gonna expect that? And we'll have this last page of the book says this. Wow, and everything was okay. So Kristen's mother had twins. Wow. This hobby makes sense between the mother and the father. Well, if you're talking a twin, baby, and a cat, you've been thinking a zoo difference. If Kelly's watches right now, yeah, she owns a zoo right now. She's been looking forward to this book as much as I do. And Mike, of course, Kay and Sophia, and Kelly, if you guys are watching this right now, I love you guys all. But, man, what a coincidence of this book. And what do I think about Alligator Baby? It was a crush difference of what they should have been from the birth of this baby to the way of making this work. So far, this book was a success. Value episode Bedtime Stories, episode number 488. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned. Next we're going to be Barney Goes to the Fair. Till next time, so Joe's Box Baby. We can more Bedtime Stories episodes for you guys pretty soon. Till then, the Jersey out. See ya.